you molested this boy.
Totally false. Before I would hurt a child, I would slit my wrists. I would never hurt a child. This is totally false. I was outraged. I could never do something like that.
This is a kid you knew?
Yes.
How would you characterize your relationship with this boy?
I've helped many, many, many children.
Michael Jackson was known for staying calm in public. He spoke gently, remained composed under pressure, and rarely turned criticism into confrontation. But that never meant he tolerated disrespect. Michael had clear boundaries. He recognized when people were misrepresenting him, mocking him, or trying to undermine him. In those moments, he revealed a side of himself that many people were not expecting.
I had a serious fall. I'm not sure it was the tour. It was a show that we did, a benefit show. And I had an accident also at home. So I'm sure it's something to do with that.
Okay.
Michael endured years of public disrespect. Tabloids transformed his personal life into entertainment, spreading rumors, exaggerating stories, and turning private moments into headlines for the world to consume. By then, he had heard nearly every accusation imaginable, but he never allowed those stories to define who he was.
It is my understanding that some of Neverland Valley Ranch employees were subpoenaed to testify before the grand jury. Do you know that to be the case as well?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a person named Jordy Chin?
That is what made Michael's response so powerful. He was not asking tabloids to treat him fairly because he understood they had already created their own version of his story. Instead of trying to answer every rumor, he held on to one belief, that the truth would outlast even the biggest headlines.
Thriller is one of the biggest albums ever. Thank you for your support, effort, and hard work. Michael Jackson.
1983. Le petit bonhomme.
Michael understood why it kept happening. The more successful he became, the more attention and criticism followed him. Fame gave him incredible influence, but it also made him an easy target. People felt entitled to judge every part of his life. Even so, he continued to return to the same belief, that in the end, the truth would always prevail.
Sisters in there, we're all just jamming the bed. And we wake up like dawn and go in the hot air balloon. You know, we have the footage. I have all that footage.
But is that right, Michael?
It's very right. It's very loving. That's what the world needs now. More love.
The same pattern followed Michael when it came to Neverland. Many people portrayed it as something unusual, but Michael viewed it in a completely different way. To him, Neverland was not something to be mocked. It was a place where he could relax, feel secure, and enjoy moments away from the constant attention of the world.
Day to day with the routine. I get presented a schedule every morning, and I fulfill it. I found out this morning that I was going to be doing this, and get out of her ear. And I guess it's something you just get used to doing. It's part of your work.
That response puts everything into perspective. Many people mocked Michael's private world while overlooking the reality he lived every day. He could hardly step outside without attracting crowds, security, and constant public attention. To him, Neverland was never just a fantasy. It was a place of peace, a refuge where he could escape from a world that rarely allowed him to be alone.
I'm not nervous at all, actually.
You really aren't?
No, I never get nervous.
You don't?
No.
No, not even for your first interview and it's live around the world? I thought you'd be a little nervous, but that's great, because if you're not nervous, I won't be nervous. I just wanted to let the world know that when we agreed to do this interview...
The next moment shows that the disrespect Michael faced did not come only from tabloids. At times, it appeared through jokes, comparisons, and people using his name simply to get a reaction. Instead of recognizing him as one of the most influential artists in music, they often treated him as the punchline.
Most because he had a hard time at first, and he tried so hard. And it was always, do it like Michael, you know, but the others were very nervous, and I was nervous too, you know, because he was tough.
That also ties into the story behind Bad and the collaboration with Prince that never came together. On paper, the idea of Michael Jackson and Prince sharing the same song sounded unforgettable. However, Prince was reportedly uncomfortable with a role that he felt made him appear less dominant, while Michael had no intention of changing the overall concept of Bad to satisfy anyone else.